All right, I reached out to you, Brad. I said, let's get spicy. SoCal hot. Hot takes for the 2025 Indiana football season. I want to start with mild, end with spicy. Brad, the floor is yours.
The floor is mine. No.
Oh, wait, the floor has to be mine because you didn't. All right. Indiana hot take, number one. I think Indiana leads the nation in offense.
Ooh, that's a
number
good one.
offense in the nation.
That's not even that hot of a take. Like they finished
here,
top 5 last year.
So, and I'll say 2 800+ yard rushers, 1 500-yard rusher. So I think between Hemby, BB, and Black, I don't know what's the math coming at 2,300 yards between the two of them. I think Mendoza
2,200 yards between the big three.
Yeah. Mendoza throws for 40 touchdowns and wins the Heisman, and we have 2,000-yard receivers.
That's 5 hot takes?
No. That's Indiana leads the nation. Yeah.
Okay, that's just one. Okay.
That's how Indiana leads the nation in offense.
Okay. I like that. I feel like I know they're hot takes, so just like
it's like the rushing yards is aggressive. If they're gonna run for like 2,300 yards or whatever, 2,100 yards.
Really? Because you want to know what the Ninja Turtles combined for last year?
What was it?
Quick math. They combined for between 1,900 and 2,000 yards, the big four last year.
So I feel good about that. Then.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not bold enough.
Yeah, a good amount of Elijah Green chunk plays and garbage time, but still, like, you got to imagine, like, we're in crunch time in, like, some closer games this year, or we're blowing teams out again. Like, that's not really going to affect, like, the end number. So,
or they just put up 75
not
in
as
multiple
hot
games.
as you might think with those ones. Coop,
that's why it's the mild take. It's the most mild one.
Coop being a 1,000-yard receiver that's a fun one. I like that. I like that a lot. And then you put Mendoza.
That's where your head's at, and that's where my head went too. But what if it's not Coop?
It will be Coop.
No, I know.
Anyways,
I'm just saying
Mendoza winning the Heisman. That throws me off because that was literally like one of mine. Like that was just Mendoza Heisman. Was just like what I wrote down. I was just like Mendoza Heisman.
I felt like Indiana leads the nation in offense wasn't strong enough, so I had to like give it some oomph. So I threw some stuff in there.
Mine aren't like ranked in like oomph, because I don't know how crazy my takes ever are, to be honest. I just kind of say what's on my mind, and some people call me crazy, and then sometimes they agree with it. Like I don't really know what's considered hot or not off the cusp until I like let it out. So it's hard for me to
the chat will let you know, Brad. Don't worry. I'll let you know too. I'll be like, that's a ridiculous take.
Okay. Well, here's one of mine. I have Indiana beats Oregon by 10+.
Ooh. I like it.
And underscore Roe Hardy pick 6.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I have one that's a little similar.
That's how I feel about it. I left Oregon out of my top 12 that we just previewed. They're talented. They really are. But I mean, the Big Ten is just loaded. And it feels like one thing that I think a lot of people are forgetting is that the COVID eligibility year is no longer into effect. No one that is currently playing right now had the COVID eligibility unless they got some sort of red shirt or injury waiver. That is the only way they have it. So in terms of the mass amount of super seniors in college football right now, it's not as much as it was last year. Not saying that was the reason why Oregon was so good last year, but I'm saying it's more so it's going to allow teams to catch up. It's going to close the gap.
There's your anti-Ohio. There's your anti-Oregon, anti-Ohio State argument for this year, and the argument that I think eventually we're going to look back at that Ohio State team, even though they lost a game to Oregon, and talk about them as one of the most talented college rosters of all time.
Not a bad take at all. But we're keeping it Hoosiers, right?
Yeah.
And mostly this kind of just comes from, like, if you look at, Oregon's roster, and you assume Dante Moore's the shit because he was a 5-star, you would assume this roster is loaded and they're going to go to the playoff. However, I think they have gaps in their secondary. I think they on top of that, I don't think Dante Moore is going to be very good. To be
You've
honest,
never been a believer.
This is the first year. Their last two quarterbacks have been Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel. And, I know Dylan Gabriel is not going to be the NFL quarterback that Bo Nix was, but Dylan Gabriel has been a college quarterback since he, took a flight from Honolulu to Orlando. As soon as he landed in Orlando, he was the starting quarterback basically, and he's been putting up numbers, and he's one of the most productive college quarterbacks of all time. So that's been their last two. Actually, Dan Lanning's only two quarterbacks at Oregon so far.
Yeah, now they're completely switching gears.
Now they're going with a guy that is young, unproven for the first time. So it's going to be, I'm curious to see how that works out for him. Watching Dante Moore, everyone knows here, I'm a big UCLA fan. I got the pleasure, I guess, of watching Dante Moore play in person a couple times, and as well as on TV. And it just, all the talent in the world, got crazy arm, can really put it in where he wants it. The decision making is something that you're going to really need to see improvement from him, because if he doesn't get, 3 seconds, 4 seconds in the pocket, he tends to throw interceptions. So, being able to make split-second decisions, hopefully Dylan Gabriel was able to show him the ropes last year, at least from an Oregon standpoint, but I'm not bought into it. I think even if he is decent, I think there's a chance Indiana could beat them by 10 just because they're better at certain spots on the ball. For instance, I think our D-line could beat their O-line. I think Oregon's O-line is very good, but I think our D-line can match that to the point where our O-line can overmatch Oregon's D-line, because I don't think they're as strong as our O-line is in the grand scheme of things, right? I don't think Oregon is going to lost a lot on defense. I guess nothing crazy, but a good amount of pieces that I think they filled in-house. Right. And it's not necessarily, just a lot of question marks, right? They replaced with the Tyneman kid from Purdue. Like, that's a guy who's on a bad team. Like, that's just, he's a good player, but he's got a bad team.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
And Evan Stewart,
that's tough loss.
Also, has Oregon even announced Dante Moore as the starter yet?
No, I was actually literally just thinking that as you were doing your little spiel. I was like, I can't.
I've heard
imagine the
Austin
graphic.
Novosad might be the guy over there, which should tell you everything you need to know about Dante Moore going into this year. And I've heard that from Oregon people. So Evan Stewart being out, they're going to rely on Malik Benson and a true freshman, Decorian Moore. They have they have some good running backs, Mekhi Hughes and Whittington.
Hughes is good.
We have 3. It's like I think there's a good chance. It's going to be tough to go in there. It's going to be super loud. I think we can go in there and get a dub.
I'll do you one better, Brad. I think Indiana beats 2 of Iowa, Oregon, Penn State by 10 plus, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was all 3. How about that?
Say that again.
I think Indiana beats 2 of Iowa, Penn State, Oregon by 10 plus, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's all 3.
2 of Iowa, Illinois, Penn State, Oregon.
No, two of the 3 big road games. They win at least 2 of those by 10. So it really is, because I think they beat Iowa by 10. So it really is, they beat Oregon by 10. So I guess it's the same hot take.
But. Yeah, it's close, but you went up to me, because it's like, if I'm going to predict us beating Oregon by 10, what do you think I'm going to predict us to beat Iowa by? Or
that's why I said it's basically
Illinois,
the same. It's basically the same take. Yeah, I got a completely new take for you.
I wrote down 7 takes, so we can just like spitball.
We'll just go. We'll just go.
Go. Want to hear mine?
I went. Well,
my turn. Oh no.
Okay, you can go. You can go.
Yeah, because you wasted a turn. You wasted one. Should have wrote down some.
You wasted one. You said Mendoza Heisman.
That's not. I guess that's not even that hot of a take. Honestly, he's gonna go first overall. It's not even that hot. Yeah. That's the thing.
All right, fire a take. Go ahead.
Joe Moore Award.
Ooh, I thought about it.
Yeah.
You think
we were nominated last year? I think we upgraded. Why not just win the whole damn thing? I like Coogan. I like Carter Smith. I think those are guys that we could see in training camp this time next year. Drew Evans and Bray Lynch were as solid of a guard duo as anyone in the Big Ten last year. And, you mix in Mikowski and Benson contributing, makes for a hell of a, it's a great recipe for success if that's how you're going to go about it. And just having 6 guys with a lot of game experience, as well as some of the young depth we've been able to develop. But it really, for the Joe Moore, it really comes down to those 6 guys. And I think they're as good 1 through 6 as anyone in the country. And with us being such Bob Bostad believers, it's almost like this could be the culmination of the Tom Allen hiring of Bob Bostad, which has massively improved the O-line play over the course of his, now 2.5 years on staff.
Yep. I like that. And I think if it's Joe Moore Award, I think we also hit this one too. Over 5.5 All-Americans. I'm going to say they double the amount of All-Americans from last year's team.
Over 5.5. So they get 6. So that would be Mendoza. That would be Surratt. And that would be Carter Smith.
Yeah. Or Coogan or one of the running backs. Or
but that would be the most likely
Hardy.
on offense.
Oh, yeah. Defense. And then the big 3 on defense. Yep.
And to get there, probably got to go 12-0 and win the Big Ten. Probably go 13-0 going into the playoff. So if that's going to happen, that's kind of going to be your hot take as well, that we go 13-0.
Well, here here. Let me double up on you real quick because I want to throw this one at you. Well, last year Indiana beat 7 teams by 21 plus. I say they do it again.
Yeah. That's a lot of teams, by the way. By 21, 7? That's a lot. That's a lot. How many other teams did that? That would be good to fact check.
In the country, like points. You could ask ChatGPT that and it'll hallucinate on you.
And you can't even say easy schedule at that point because it's like, I'm sure there's other
killing everyone.
And like the MAC that have an easy schedule and they're not able to do it, right? Like, I don't know.
That's why the easy schedule chirp is dumb because they killed everybody. It's like, it was an easy schedule. Look what they did.
That's why they led the country in scoring margin, even after the Big Ten title game.
That's why they killed everyone with one less game.
So true. So then 3 on the defense for All-Americans. I have one for you that applies to, I think we're missing someone here, right? I have a couple Amari Farrell hot takes.
Ooh,
I have Amari Farrell goes top 40 in the NFL draft this year. 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a true junior this year. He's been starting at Indiana since he was a true freshman. He's just as good of an NFL prospect, if not better. He could go ahead of Pons. The tough thing is that he's a safety. It's not in terms of position. I was going to say first round, but I made it top 40 since safeties tend to slide, right? Just in general, just based on positional need. I think he can turn into all conference, if not potential All-American safety here in the Big Ten. He isn't getting a ton of his flowers because there are all the good safeties, it feels like, are in the Big Ten. Zakee Wheatley at Penn State, Tyneman at Oregon, Caleb Downs at Ohio State. I'm sure Illinois has a guy or something like that. Kamari Ramsey over at USC is very good. So he's not getting a ton of his flowers like he should be going into this year, because in any other conference, he'd be in that second, third team safety kind of projection for most of these conferences. Just based on a projection, I think he takes another big leap this year. And Farrell and Pons also combined for 10 plus picks.
Oh, that's a hot take. Yeah. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. I like that one a lot, Brad. I like where your head's at. Mm-hmm. So just ball hawking in the second. You think they get thrown at that much?
I think they're going to have to, because they're going to be behind a lot, the opponent. So, yeah, I think they will, because they led, despite what, like your statement, like those were our two leaders in picks last year.
But so they get thrown at like there was 4 total though between the two of them. No,
7.
Really?
Returning interception leaders in the Big Ten: Coy Parrish 1, Xavier Scott, Illinois 2, Amari Farrell 3, and then Malcolm Horsbogh at Nebraska 4, Torrey Cox at Illinois is tied for 5th with D'Angelo Pons for returning pick leaders. So
I like
we
that. So they
return
get 3
two
more.
of the 6 top pick leaders.
Dogs, man. No, but we're the delusional ones, Brad. Keep that in mind.
We're crazy. We also return the leading sack leader, tackles for loss leader, and leading tackler in the Big Ten.
Delusional. You're delusional, Brad. You just made those.
I'm
You actually, those aren't even real stats.
Our defense is going to take a step back this year, I'm pretty sure.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen against the Houston Texans, so that doesn't count. Actually,
Yeah.
you didn't go up to New England and beat the Patriots, so they don't. That doesn't. Strength of record doesn't
beat Drake
reflect.
Mack.
Unreal. How many more takes do you have left?
I have a couple that man, it's hard for I wrote down Surat Blitnikoff semifinalist. I just couldn't with Jeremiah Smith. It's just so. Oh no, finalist. He's gonna be a finalist. He's gonna be top 3 in the Blitnikoff.
Okay.
It's hard for me to put him over Jeremiah. It's just because I as a ball master of the eye test, I think Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver to possibly ever play. And yes, I know I watched Calvin Johnson. I watched Julio Jones. None of these guys were as good as Jeremiah Smith was at this age. The most productive true freshman receiver of all time. It's going to be hard for Surat to beat that. I still think he goes to that damn awards show at the end of the year and is considered one of the top 3 receivers in the sport that year, and finds himself as an All-American.
Well, you don't have to be the best receiver that year to win the Blitnikoff. That is an award that shows you it will value impact on your team as well. And so I think Surat actually does have a better chance maybe than you're giving him to win that award, given that people are going to look at it and go, Jeremiah Smith can win it next year. Which I'm not saying is fair.
He could win it next year. He could go 3 in a row.
He didn't win it last year.
Oh yeah, it was Travis Hunter. You're right.
So that's why I'm like, I think
it should have been him. It should have been.
Yeah.
Weird. It's almost like it's a bullshit award after that type of vote. Anyways, I have one more. I have one more though. I have one more. Mikhail Kamara over 16.5 sacks.
Can that be a hot take if he said he wants 20? Take the over 20.
All right, guess who was the league leader in sacks in the Big Ten last year?
It's probably like Jack Sawyer, right? Or somebody on like not Mason.
It wasn't Jack Sawyer. It was the other guy.
JTT.
Yeah, JTT led the conference with 12.5.
Wow.
Abdul Carter didn't even get to 12. So 16 and a half. So 17. I'm saying 17 sacks.
That's a lot for an NFL season.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sacks. That'd be so sick. Oh my God.
In college football, that is 1 a game. He's going to get a sack a game, average.
Got to load up in those non-cons.
Sack, full sack. So 2 halves or 1 full. Sacks per game.
Got to get after the quarterback. Got to have a motor. Baby.
Also, I'll throw a side one in there. Combined team sacks.
What was the
45.
number last year?
It was at 35 last year.
So 10 more. Yeah. With Wyatt and Daly, they should. I think you could even go a little bit bolder than that.
Maybe we lost some production, so some things have to be made up. But yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. I was close to 50, but that's a lot. Let's fuck it. 50. Never daunted. We're gonna go 50 sacks for the Hoosiers this year because they're gonna play 16 games anyway, so they're gonna get there.
Yeah, and I'll end it with this, Brad. Indiana ends the season as the number 1 ranked team in college football, and they win the Big Ten championship.
Ends the regular season 13-0, Big Ten champs, undefeated. Well, based on your hot takes, it aligns with what you're saying.
Ranked number 1 to end the season, Big Ten champions.
So that could include a loss to Penn State in the regular season. We get a rematch with them. They win that game, and then they march all the way and win the national title.
Ranked number 1 to end the season. Take
I
that
know what that
however you
means.
want.
I know what it means, Geezer. I know what you're saying. And yeah.
I'm saying this is the best football team in the country. That's what I'm saying, Brad. I'm just saying it out loud. That's my bold, hot take, hottest take of 2025. Like the Indiana Hoosiers are the best team in college football.
I like it. I like the hot take. I mean, I felt like that one was a little too easy for like a hot take for this team because I really do. They do have that championship potential. They do.
Well, the
100%.
hot take
This team puts it
being
all
ranked
together and all
number.
the stars align. This team can win a championship for sure.
I'll
If
say
it's lost.
I will specify a little bit after letting it breathe a little bit. Ranked number 1 to end the regular season. Big Ten champions, like winning the Big Ten championship. So it doesn't. They don't necessarily have to, but like that's the bold take is like by the end of the regular season, not by the not just by winning the championship. Like consensus, public consensus is this is the best.
They
team
will be one at one point in the country.
They'll end the
Okay.
regular season as the best team in the country.
Okay, one seed in the CFP.
Yep. I should have just said that. I guess I could have just said that.
Yeah, because that would imply Big Ten championship as well.
You're right.
I like it. I like that a lot. That would be awesome. That'd be huge for recruiting, even if we don't even win the championship at that point. But yeah, going 13-0 would be awesome. Yeah, this team has the potential. We've been saying it. We've been screaming to the mountaintops all offseason because there is no offseason at the Voice of College Football, especially at Indiana at Voice of College Football. You can follow us at the Voice of VOCFB and at Indiana VOCFB below on Twitter. Yeah, there is no offseason, and we've been screaming to the mountaintops all year that this team has the potential to win a national championship. And people have been calling us crazy. And we always go back. It feels like we always go in circle, and I feel like I'm like belittling my own point by saying this, but it's like it's hard to win a championship. I mean, just look at my list. I feel like Oklahoma can win a championship, LSU can win a championship, Penn State can win a championship, Clemson can definitely win a championship, Notre Dame, Ohio State can definitely. They won it last year. Why not? There's tons of contenders, and there can only be one winner. But our point is that Indiana is in the conversation, and that's all we've been trying to say.